Hello and welcome to this course. In this session we are going to deploy our application and test it. So the first step is downloading the project files. The code of the project is available at this location. Copy this in the browser. On the right hand side there is a button for download. Press the download button and save this file. The location where I am saving this file is testdbms1 inside C drive. Save it. Let me open the file which we have just downloaded. As this is a zip file, we will have to extract it. So this is the folder where all my project files are situated. The database which we are going to use is MySQL, but if you are using any other database like Oracle, Postgres, SQL Server, etc., there will be some steps which will be different. One of the different steps is database creation tables and the database creation. Now for MySQL we will be getting the creation steps, and you can find similar steps for Oracle as well. And if you have any doubts, please come to our Discord community. The link is below the YouTube description, and we will help you sort out if there is something where you are stuck. Now for Oracle, the things which are different are we will need to, the jar file will be different. So currently we are using my connector jar, but for Oracle we'll have to use the ODBC jar. This is from the previous session of this lecture. So if you go to Eclipse, over here we are having MySQL connector jar. Inside web-inf, inside web content, web-inf mlib. So you have to replace this file with the ODBC driver file. The ODBC driver file is again available at this location. So you can download the ODBC jar file from this location. All these links are in the description of this video. There will also be changes inside the connection parameters like database URL, driver name, username and password. So for that you can refer to this URL, and here you can make these changes inside our Java files. Note that we will have to change this in all our .java files. I mean, if we go over here and okay, so there will be some files inside this source library that we are going to do now, and we will have to change it in all the locations. Okay, so the next step is applying the files which we have downloaded into our Eclipse project. So the first thing is we can go to Eclipse and create a new folder. Note that the name should be same as it is right now, or else you can change it inside the Java files later on. So the name of the project I am putting is core, and finish. So core is the package which is going to hold all our .java files or the servlet files. So let us copy our files from the file which we have just downloaded inside this location. So core, these are the three files. We can drag and drop this file inside the core part and say as copy files. Okay, so the files we will be having over here. Now we will have to, if you are using Oracle, we will have to change this class name, URL, etc. as mentioned inside that link, and this has to be changed in all these files. Now let us download the JSP files from the folder which we downloaded inside our Eclipse project. So we can go to web content and we see the start.jsp and takeimage.jsp. Just put these files inside web content and give copy files. This should be fine. Before we can run this project, we will have to open MySQL and create the required tables. This step is also different for Oracle. So you will have to connect to Oracle using a client and then run this queries. The queries will also be different depending on the database which you are using. The queries for MySQL can be downloaded from GitHub. Let me share you the location. So this is the location, github.com/pratikthakar/dbms, where we can download the queries to run for MySQL. Now let us create a database called DBMS. Once we open the MySQL workbench, we'll have something like this. Now here we can just copy paste the queries. So let me copy paste right now. Okay, so the database is now created. Let me use this database. And now let me create the table required for our application. Okay, so as we can see that we have hit 3 queries. Create DBMS, we have gone inside that DBMS and then we have created a table called bstore, which contains 2 columns. One is name, which is a long text. Basically this is the clob object, that is character long object, and the second is an image file, which is a long blob or the blob object. If we have followed the instructions in my previous session, we already have the Tomcat server and we have run the application as well. Now we can run this application as it is, but before running, just make sure that the password you put is the password which we have put inside the previous session, in which case we have put root. Now we will need to change this at all these files. So I am making this as root, and let me do a complete copy paste from the old password to the new password, and I am doing a replace all and close. Similarly for the next file, and press Ctrl F and then the old password with the new password and replace all. Similarly over here. Since I have created this application in the other computer, the password was this, but in this computer the password is this, root. So we will have to replace all the passwords from all these files. Normally this is not the correct way of handling connections with the database, but we will be modifying this entire application from the code perspective later on. Now let us run our application and see if it works. So right click over here and then run as and run on server. As we have created a web application, we will have this option to run on server. It is asking for the Tomcat, that is the server, and we say yes, this is what we want, and test project is the name of the project which we are running. So you can have any name you want over here. Let us say finish. Now the Tomcat server is starting, and okay, so our application is running, but there is no index file, and so we are having this error. The start file is start.jsp, and if we put enter, we will have something like this. So here we can upload an image and we can display the results also. This is a small menu which I have made. Now let us upload an image. It takes 2 parameters, name, which is a clob object, and the image path. Now this is the path of any image that you want from your computer. Okay, so let us find the image path from our computer. So I just downloaded an image file from Google, which is sun.jpg. Now if you open this, in the photo viewer we'll have something like this, a sun. Now let us put this file inside our database. So the location of the file is testdbms1 and then sun.jpg. Now let me save this location and open Eclipse one more time, and I'll say sun, and this is the path. Note that we'll have to replace this with // and here also // and the name of the file was sun.jpg. let me confirm that once, and yes, it is sun.jpg, and press the submit query button. Okay, so the image is now successfully inserted in our database. We can check this in the database itself by running select star from, in fact we can say count star from B store. We'll have the output as 1. Now the blob object is a very huge object, so if I start displaying in our workbench, it will go on for a long time. So let us just display the name from our table. Select name from B store, and as you can see, the sun is successfully stored. Just for the sake of it, let us just display both of them and see what actually comes. As you can see, MySQL is not showing it, and it is showing it as a blob object, which is a good thing. But if you go to MySQL command line and try displaying this, this is the command line client to use MySQL. Let us go to our database and okay, let me show you that the same query, how does it come in with the command line. You see, this entire thing is a blob object which comes in the encrypted format to store the entire image. So our entire image is stored inside this blob column. Let us run this application from the, let us just see how the results look. Press the back button and click on display results, and we can see the image of the sun here. We can also display this inside any browser, say for example Chrome. So let us go over here and type localhost 8080 and test project /start.jsp and display results. So as you can see, the image of the sun has come over here. There is one important point though. If you are using any other database, say for example Oracle, and if your port number, that is 8080, is already being used, then this application will not work, and you will have to change the port number of the Tomcat server which we are using. Let us try doing this. Now there is an option of the server. Go to server.xml and just type 8080. But before doing that, just make sure that your Tomcat is closed. So let us stop this. Okay, the Tomcat is now stopped. And let us go back to server.xml and click on F, Control F, and then let us replace this with 9999 and replace all in server.xml file. Okay, so now the new port is 9999. Let us run this application to confirm if it is successfully, if the port is changed. Okay, as you can see, now the port is 9999. So instead of this, if the port number is already used, that is 8080, you can replace with any other port number that you want. Let me just show it to you if the application is running fine. And yes, the application is fine. So thank you again for watching this video, and please do join our community in Discord. The link is mentioned below. And please put in your comments in YouTube, and it will be greatly appreciated. Thank you.